Good afternoon. It's Miss Keish with Journey of the Word Ministries, home of every name known to God, where all are welcome, regardless of their release, and we're nurturing relationship over religion. Today we were discussing Acts 1 and 25 through 28, and it's where David is talking and he's telling them, I saw the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand, I will not be shaken. So, right there, just really quickly paraphrasing in my own words, the Lord is within us. He is always by our side, and there's no reason to allow fear to stop you from proceeding, to allow you to you don't have to bag down from anything or any situation. You don't have to be afraid of the outcome in any situation, no matter what's going on, because you need to remember that the Lord is by your side and that He's always with you. Even in the times back then where things were a whole lot rougher than right now, not taking away from anything that we're going through, but they face famine, hunger, starvation, death, no freedom of religion. They face so many different things that we have no idea about, but David was still able to have some courage because he knew that God was with him. And he said he would not allow it, just because of that, allow anything to shake him, to get him to move from where he stands. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Remember that. Um, then he goes on to say, therefore my heart is glad and my tongue rejoices. Our heart is the owner, the possessor of many things. Our pain, our joy, our heartache, our fears. The heart stores all of it. His heart is storing joy. Heart is storing hope, and he says that his tongue rejoices in it. So he is not afraid to let anybody know about how good his God is to him. He's not afraid to let anyone know that no matter what they're doing to him, he knows he's going to be okay, that he's going to survive it because of his God. And he makes sure to spread that word. He's not shy of it. He's not ashamed of God. And a lot of us, yes, we believe in God, and yes, we want him to save us and nurture us, but sometimes we cower down in front of those who don't believe the same, or who may find it offensive. How is it offensive that my God is great to you? You doing what you do over there, it's your choice. How am I offending you because I'm happy and I'm taking joy in the things that God can do for you? How is it offending you that I have faith that I'm going to be okay because my God is going to make sure I am? How is that offending you? Why do I have to be quiet about it? David didn't, and neither should you. Um, it says, my body also will rest in hope. There's a lot there in that little bitty sentence. His body will rest in hope. So the fact that his body needs to rest is him reaffirming to us, yes, I am tired. Yes, I am going through things. He's getting physically wore down from the things that he's going through. And he finds rest in hope. So he allows hope to fuel him. Hope is not something that you can touch. Hope is not something that you can see with your eyes. Hope is a spiritual thing. And he's allowed his hope to fuel him. He's allowed his body to rest in that hope. So when he gets for rest in the hope, so he gets rejuvenated. It's like when you get up in the morning, you take a shower, try and wake up in the day, and it gets you refreshed, or your cup of coffee or your soda, whatever you do to get you going. His hope is keeping him going. His hope is revitalizing his body. His hope is giving him rest. His hope is giving him the solitude and the resources that he needs to keep going. It says, because you will not abandon me to the realm of the dead, and you will not let your Holy One decay. Ooh, there's so much can be said to that, but I'm trying to be done in less than 10 minutes like I promised. He will not abandon you. There's a lot of people in this world that let you down. There's a lot of people in this world that walk away from you. Some of them don't realize that they're walking away from you. Some of our mothers have left us. Some of our fathers have left us. Some people have been left in the care of their aunts, uncles, grandmothers. And some of those people have decided to turn their back. A lot of us have been raised by our siblings. And our siblings, we feel, up and left us. A lot of us have entered marriages where the spouse no longer wanted to be there, or we've put our all into some form of human relationship and they abandoned us. But God will not. He will not forsake you. I think that he's proven that. I mean, if you look back on all the years that the world in history has repeated itself, and God is still sending us an anchor, God is still sending us a sign, God is still trying to allow us time to redeem ourselves. If we're realistic with ourselves and everything that goes around it, God never did a bad thing to anyone. We say, why, if your God is so good, why would he allow this to happen? My God is great. I'm not. My God is awesome. I'm not. We're not. My ancestors were not. And he gave us directives, which will move me on to this next verse. But he gave us directions. He told us what we should do and what we shouldn't do. He told us what would happen when we didn't do it. And God will not be mocked. Whatever a man soweth, he shall reap. Your fruits tell on you. We're sitting here wanting to blame God for all the ugliness in this world, but we continue to keep trying to make the same decisions that have sent this ugliness that we're all complaining about into this world. A person chose to hurt you. God didn't. God chose to allow us time for redemption. God chooses to allow us time to make improvements. God chooses to allow us time to see the light. It's not him, it's us. And he's not abandoning us generation after generation after generation. And we truly, we should be. I mean, we're all making the same mistakes over and over again. There's nothing new under the sun. And we're continuously doing the same thing one time after another, after another, after another, expecting a different outcome. Baby, how are you going to get a different outcome? It might take a little bit longer to come. You may have made a few different choices in between that made your road a little bit more squiggly, but it's going to end the same. And he is still sitting there waiting for us to get it right. Nobody gonna love you like God love you. And I'm telling you that. Nobody. Not your mama, not your daddy, not your granny. Nobody. Because when we get hurt as human beings, we harbor things. We treat you accordingly. God don't. And anything that you do is according to your actions. It's a consequence to your action. It's not because he said, oh, I'm gonna get them. No, you're just paying for what you did wrong. And he already told you about it. You have made known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence. Ding, 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 ding. What I just said. God gave us every single thing we need. He gave us directions. He told us what not to do, what to do. He told us what was going to happen if we did this. I mean, it really is simple. And it's more than 10 commandments, but some of those should be a natural given, and we're still doing it. Kill. The devil came to kill, steal, and destroy. Why are you killing? Why are you stealing? Why are you making actions that can destroy another person or another human being? What is wrong with you? Like, I don't know. As a nation, as a whole, this whole world, we're jacked up completely. And I'm not passing judgment on anybody like I'm not, because I am too. But we need to have some self-accountability. Just like David said, God has given you everything you need to get it right. The Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth. He tells us the sins that we will be facing. He warns us that the temptations that you have allowed to fester in your heart, the devil's going to use against you. He tells you that he'll always give you a way out. If you choose to take it, that's on you. He tells you to love one another. He tells us to not be envious, jealous, not to covet, not to lie, kill, steal. We do all of these things and wonder what's wrong with this world. We are what's wrong with this world. But as David said, you love me so much, you gave me the blueprint. He gave us the blueprint to get to him. And we still sitting up here saying, I don't know if I believe in God. I don't know if that life is for me. That church thing, that's just not it. Well, honey, the church thing really is something that we invented. And I like that. There's a different style of church. There's a different style of praise. There's a different style of worship for every single body. What y'all don't realize is still only one God. That one God is being praised and worshipped and, chased after through those different structures, through those different religions. When you remove the man from all of those avenues, you only have God. You only have God's love. You only have God's direction. And David is telling us that God's direction is all that we need. That he loved us so much that he gave us everything right in front of us. And we have to choose to serve him. Who are you going to serve? Are you going to serve God or are you going to serve the devil? What are you going to do? It's that simple. You look like, oh, it's not simple. If we stop allowing ourselves to be sidebarred, tempted, if we stop trying to take shortcuts, if we stop trying to make things our own way, thinking we can do it better than that, how are you going to do it better than your father? How are you going to do it better than the person who created this world? He gave you an outline, and it ain't even so strict that you can't do it your own way. He wants you to do it your own way. He wants you to be your own person. He wants you to express things on your own level. But he wants you to apply his principles. If you do that, you'll find God. If you do that, you'll have a relationship with God, and you'll have an lasting peace within you, he's telling us. People confuse happiness with peace. People confuse having everything you want with happiness. You're going to never truly find happiness unless you learn to find contentment and peace. You're going to only learn to find peace and contentment when you have a relationship with God. When you realize that you have everything you need already the day you are born. Everything else is a want and a desire, and greed can never be fulfilled. Greed and lust is of the devil. It's never fulfilled. It's always hungry. There's never enough. That's why you see so many people who have so much stuff, like richer than all outdoors, got everything you could ever manage, and miserable, lonely, angry, sad, depressing, killing themselves. Because that one key ingredient is having a relationship with God. It says if you keep your mind on the kingdom, that everything else that you need will be provided onto you, and then will flow the wants. If you concentrate on doing the things that God has commanded us to, if you concentrate on having a relationship with him and doing good things onto others, there's nothing that he will deny you. Nothing. You just can't want something that's going to be harmful or envious to another person, because God doesn't want us to hate each other. He wants us to live in harmony and unity and have love for one another consistently, not when it suits us. You don't be someone's friend only when it benefits you. That's not a friendship. That's not reality. That's deceit. That's evil. I mean, we act like evil doesn't really exist. Evil exists every single day. Our behaviors mimic evil. All of it. It's just ridiculous. I hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm having an interruption with my signal here, so I guess I can't finish, but some things aren't meant to go on forever. Thank you for joining me at Journey of the Word Ministries, home of every name known to God, where all are welcome. And I hopefully you learn to live according to his word and be in his likeness. Remember that Romans 8:28 says that all things work together for the greater good of those who love him and live according to his word. And that the things that he has for you, in store for you, your eyes and heart can't even imagine. So that's how good it's going to be for us if we get it together. You guys have a blessed week, and thank you for joining me at Journey of the Word Ministry.